Greetings and welcome to my podcast. So, haven't done one in ages. It's been some time now, but getting back into it because I've got nothing better to do. So, might as well start podcasting. I deleted all my other videos because I just got bored with it and needed a break, time out. But it's good to get back in, good practice. And this is going to be pretty rusty. So I'm just going off the fly. I'm doing this more of a timestamp. This is not for you, this is for me. Just learning, doing new stuff. So I'm creating the TSS, which is the Samuel scroll, which will be pretty cool. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's just something that I'm doing, and it will do it. It will just happen, It will do its own thing, and I'll figure that out. I haven't really got any. This is all unplanned, so there's no notes or anything. So, this is my soundboard. I'm not doing this for anyone. I'm doing this for me. But it's cool because I'll be able to watch back on this and just see the progress. So everything's got to be done by the year 2030 because there is an agenda called Agenda 2030, and you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. So that's what's going to happen. And it's just a digital world. Everything's going to be rented. It's going to be a renter's economy. All private ownership will disappear. And you'll own nothing. You'll be happy. That's going to be quite a shock for a lot of people. But it's better to know what's happening rather than getting blindsided. So a lot of censorship and stuff will be pretty important. Well, it's already happening. So it's digital book burning, and that's what the Nazis did back in 1933. They did a lot of book burning, and it's a communist thing. So a lot of Marxist communists change history or rewrite history, and then so it's a bit weird because all the podcasters that I listen to, they've all been banned from YouTube. But because I'm such a small fish, it doesn't really bother me. But you just can't say anything that will trigger a algorithm, I guess. So I suppose the rules are you can't dox, can't be too specific, you got to be vague, and you got to be generalized. That's what I've sort of learned. That's what I've picked up over time. And just be silent. Well, not silent, but just be subtle, quiet, discreet, all those sort of things. So the TSS is my scrolls, and be more to do with geopolitics, world events. I call it the I Spies because I spy with my little eye something beginning with U. And I'm drinking Cut and Dry. It's decent beer, hey. It's my go-to. I like dry beers over drafts. Pretty nice. What so where I'm at now, I'm just doing notes and research, and I just take all my content. Um, yeah, and it's all open source. Everything is available on the internet. There's no secret source or anything like that. It's all open source, and you just take all the cool stuff, mainly geopolitics. Um, I call it the I Spy entities, so because that's really that's the intelligence, you know. Oh yeah, and then if you read the book of Revelations, you've got the beast of the sea and then the beast of the earth. So the beast of the sea is the internet, the World Wide Web, the sea. So, you know, I don't use social media or anything, but a lot of emotion is on social media. So it's 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 energy. Like when the sea is raging and roaring, is because people are feeding this beast of the sea, the internet. This is a man-made digital ocean, and people are feeding it with their emotions, and it's causing anguish for nations, kingdoms, governments, secret societies. It's this one thing that can't be tamed, you know. And I find it quite symbolic because, like, you've got Jesus Christ, he's gone and rebuked the sea. Why? Because there's a lot of disinformation, misinformation, and malinformation out there in the beast of the sea. And it's gaslighting people, it's confusing people, it's causing it's causing, it's invoking anguish, emotion, rage, weeping and gnashing of teeth. All these sort of things are coming from Twitter wars, you know, social media, gaslighting, all that sort of stuff. So it's just interesting to observe and watch from the outside, and you can see how society's changed because you can't be yourself anymore. You've got to be politically correct. You've got to tiptoe around. You've got to make yeah, you got to be measured and calculated with every single word you say, because everything you say can be recorded, can be trolled, can be manipulated, can get twisted. So it's just interesting. So yeah, I'm just doing this for myself and see where it goes. But anyway, got 9 years because Agenda 2030 will be implemented by the year 2030. It's now 2021, so we've got 9 years. So I just think if I get some practice in now, get things going now, it'll be pretty cool in 2030. And there's nothing to lose, so it's all pretty cool. But yeah, I do understand that there's rules. All the really good podcasters, they don't dox. They do their own thing. It's they don't, yeah, you can't gossip, you can't dox, you can't. So it's interesting. You got to be vague, general, get to the point, do your thing, and have your own unique style, you know. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And obviously, I'm raw. I'm not here to sell you anything or anything like that. I'm just time stamping this for me so I can watch back, because Australia, the average Australian consumes 258 gigabytes of data each and every month. the average. That's on average. That's like overwhelmingly a lot of data, but that average Australian only produces 7 gigabytes of data a month. So I don't consume 258 gigabytes of data a month. I'm lucky to, I think I've got 100 gigabytes on this device here. I'm lucky to burn through 15 gigabytes a month because I don't watch Netflix, I don't watch TV, I don't use social media, I don't use streaming services, nothing like. So yeah, like in that sort of sense, I'm an outcast of society, but it's that ignorance, you know. I'm not, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand it, but it's ignorance is bliss. Like you just do your own thing and you're completely ignorant to what's going on. And it's pretty cool because there's no good news anymore. It's all COVID-19, death, get the jab, lose your freedoms. We're living in a pre-police state, so there's nothing to be excited about. There's nothing to be happy about. I mean, it's just we're living as digital slaves in a slave system. I don't know. This is the beast of the sea. So yeah, I just think I can look back on this and see where was I at when I was saying this on this date doing this episode. So anyway, this is exciting for me because, well, I'm bored, so it's filling in boredom, so it's a hobby for me. And yeah, pretty much it must. So the TSS is the Samuel Scroll. I'm Samuel Automatic or Sam Hogan, and this is the Samuel Scroll. But the scroll, it's kind of like the newspaper, you know, like, but the newspaper is becoming archaic. 80% of people get their news from social media, which I call Somagram after the Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, which I'm reading right now. I'll go show you. So there's a cool bookshop called The Crow Bookshop, and I bought this book by Huxley. It's called Brave New World, and it talks about somograms, which is like this drug that people have to, I suppose it's like an antidepressant or something like that, you know. But social media is like somogram because people get this quick dopamine fix from using social media. They get a like, they get this, they get that, they get a notification, they get a comment, you know. It's highly addictive. So yeah, 21st century drug addicts are people that use somogram, you know, social media. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, reading books is cool. And this was written in 1937. I think it was written in 1937. I don't know. It was written a long time ago. 1932. Okay, so it's written in 1932, and it's more relevant today than what it ever would have been in 1932. So Brave New World is happening right now. In 1984, it's happening right now. So, yeah, I'm not going to go into detail, but the Samuel Scroll does the Beast of the Sea scroll, the Beast of the Earth. They're my two scrolls, and if you want to know what that is, you need to read the Book of Revelation. And then if you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. You just do what you want. But this is what I'm doing. This is my hobby, you know. This is what I do to kill time. So yeah. I think that's pretty good for episode 1 of the TSS, the Seminole Scroll. I mean, obviously, you can have dot points talking about world affairs and stuff, and I'll probably end up doing that. But right now, I've got to try and internalize what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do, a newsletter, a report, a podcast. I want to be a player in the Beast of the Sea. Because that's the future. We're on there's lockdowns. Like, these lockdowns are going to last forever. Well, not forever, but international travel's gone. See, the other thing is, I had this perfect life before. I'd work for 3 months, travel for 1 month. Work for 3 months, travel for 1 month. Work for 3 months, travel for 1 month. That's how I did my years. So I would work hard here for 3 months, knowing, the carrot in front of the donkey. I get to spend 1 month in another country, different culture, different people. Just like, wow, what's going on here? And, backpacking. So you're with all that backpacking community, hippies, fucking weirdos, all that sort of stuff. Whereas that's all been taken away now because we're on lockdown. If you're pro-choice and you don't want to take the vaccine, you may never travel ever again. So it might be like this forever. So you might as well start doing podcasts. You've got to do something to fill your time in. So yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out anyway. But anyway, I've been off harping on 17 minutes, repeating myself quite a bit. But I understand with Google. I'm loving Google, so I'm using the Chrome operating system. Love it. It's just, I think Google, this is the other thing. Once I start getting my Beast of the Sea scroll, Google is one of the 10. That's one of the 10 there's 7 heads, 10 horns, and 10 crowns. I think, I haven't quite worked it out yet, but these are tech giants, right? So I don't know if that's the 10 crowns or the 10 horns, but I think the 10 horns, a horn is, that's a mouthpiece, that's a spokesman. So I think there'll be 10 spokesmen for the 10 crowns, and I think it's hard to know. I think maybe the crowns might be your technology giants. So there's a book by Amy Webb, American Jewish chick, called, this is her book, Amy Webb, How the Tech Titans and Their Thinking Machines Could Warp Humanity. That's the Beast of the Sea, yeah? So you got BAT, which is China, right? Baidu, Jack Ma, Alibaba, and Tencent. That's WePay, Alipay. That's like, it'd be like Facebook having bank accounts, like an all-in-one app. So you do your shopping, everything, banking, Gumtree, but Facebook Marketplace, like all in one in this app. That's what's going on in China. And no privacy. Well, there's no privacy anywhere in the Five Eyes nations anyway. And then you got your G Mafia, right? Google, Apple. No, G Mafia. Google, Microsoft. Okay, so G, Google. Microsoft, M, Apple, Steve Jobs, F, Facebook, I, IBM, A, Amazon, Jeff Bezos. Well, he's left now. See that? All these guys, Sergey, Larry Page, all these original developers, Bill Gates, all of them, they've all been kicked out, and I believe the iSpies now control these tech companies. But we'll have to talk about that another day. These are the coloured hats. Different hats, different colours mean different things. Can't go into detail because we don't dox. We don't. Yeah, you just got to be vague. But anyway, I'm doing some cool stuff. I'm doing my scrolls, and this is the TSS. So thank you for watching episode 1 of the Samuel Scroll. And yeah, I'll get better. I've got 9 years. I'm going to build my own website. I'm going to do my own podcasting. I'm going to write my own monthly scrolls. And right now I'm just doing notes and researches. I'll probably have my own forum, and I'll just put my notes and researches in the forum as well as on my mobile device, and that way people can just keep up to date in real time. But right now I'm going through a refining process. This year's been quite crazy. Well, not crazy, just, I don't know, 32. It's like I'm not 22 anymore. I had some wild times in my 20s. I was a professional boxer for 10 years. And yeah, I lived a pretty wild life, But now, those, got to be a bit more mature. You got to be a bit more smarter. You got to be a bit more wiser. You got to be a bit more, just like, just things change, So yeah, that's where I'm at. And yeah, if you're bored, it's just you're not being productive. You're not being creative. You're not finding a passion. Like, boxing was very a passion for me, but it's that was last decade. This is this decade. So I've got my new plan. Well, I've just got a new hobby for this decade, and yeah, you got to be refined. You've got to learn. Just things you've got to know. And I got a lot to learn because I'm not very computer savvy. I never was. I hate computers, but it's the future. So you got to adapt, or you just, if you don't adapt, you fall away. So you got to keep relevant. Well, not relevant. You just got to, yeah. I don't know. I'm just waffling on now, but that's cool because I'm watching this back. And thanks for watching episode 1 of the Samuel Scroll with your host, Samuel Automatic Hogan. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the like or dislike button. Not that I really care right now because I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing, but I'm doing something, but I don't know what it is. So a big mystery. But I suppose, like people get married and they tell their partners everything. Or they have their girlfriend or their boyfriend, whatever the fuck. And that's like their teammate, and they do everything as a team, where I didn't grow up with like in a married environment where team. So I was raised by a single person who was never married, and then that becomes normal. So I've grown up an individual, and this is my soundboard. So it's just that other people watching this, So yeah, it's different. It's just different. You're soundboarding to yourself, like talking to yourself in the mirror. This is like talking to yourself in the mirror, but it's public. And I don't think people want privacy anymore. Privacy is a thing of the past, but it's weird. It's like people want to be public. That's what celebrities are. That's what Hollywood is. That's what people want, the attention. And it's interesting. So am I doing this for attention? I don't know. I'm doing it because it's what everyone's doing, It's part of adapting to the 21st century. But the secret is not to become addicted to the somograms. And this is soma. So thanks for consuming some of my soma. Thank you. God bless. Love yourself. Love God. Love everything with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, and with all your strength. Good night.